districts. Because basically we break up into subunits, which are essentially caucuses, and we elect proportionate to what the size of that group is at that moment to the body. So it's a lot of math going on, which there is a handy dandy Excel spreadsheet with the formulas plugged in, so we just have to type the number and it spits out how many delegates each group elects, but it does make it kind of fun to try to explain. So we'll come to that here in a bit. Like I said, I want to save that for last because it's going to become an exercise, and trying to do an exercise in the middle probably won't be too easy for getting everybody back on track. So skipping on to resolutions, when we start the debate on resolutions or the discussion on resolutions, even if it's starting earlier in the day, if we're still waiting for a credentials report, what we typically start to do is we take the body of the resolutions report, which they're finishing up tonight. As soon as all the edits are in and done, it'll probably start popping up online. Again, you'll have hard copies at the convention. You'll probably have some time to be reading it and looking it over during the convention.
We have a lot of them.
Yeah, it seems like it should go like this, and it doesn't really go as fast as you think it should, which is why we say it's going to go till probably 3. Question back there.
I saw somewhere in all the places I've been looking, 2015, I think it was for the county. It looked like resolutions or something. Do they just scratch all that and start over?
Basically, what the resolutions committee will typically do, like for Tulsa County, where you're dealing with so many that have come in, like some places it might be 1 page, some counties, it varies. But for Tulsa County, typically what they do is they start with that previous document and then go through for what might not really make any sense anymore because that's done, like something that's a local issue and it's saying Dewey Bartlett doing this, that doesn't mean anything anymore. That's out. So they go through for anything that's out of time, pulling that out, and then they will take the resolutions that have been pulled in and seeing, okay, this was already in there, this was already in there, that's not, do we want to put it in? That's basically how it goes. And the way the report reads, they group together healthcare in one section, LGBT or human rights maybe in one section, foreign policy in another. So it's all sectioned out, so it's not just we're jumping all over topics or anything like that. Yes?
Explain the relationship between resolutions and the platform.
Platform is what we use on the national level.
Okay.
It's a platform that the candidate runs on, the presidential candidate is running on, all of that. Resolutions are the state-based document that essentially serves as the platform on our local levels. That's the difference. Platform is specific to the national in regard to presidential. Because that's the only time we pass the platform.
Okay.
Yes.
So what we're doing then, we come up with the Tulsa County resolutions, which will then go
To district,
to the state.
and then what's passed the district goes to the state. And whatever's passed the state level resolutions report, that is essentially the platform for Oklahoma.
So there could be some Tulsa County resolutions that are specific more to our county.
Right, and typically what happens, so for instance, that local issue kinds of stuff, something that is very specific to city of Tulsa or county of Tulsa, when it comes to the district resolution report, they're probably not going to have it in there because that doesn't pertain for the district. I mean, yes, it's part of the district, but it's not a district issue. And then for the state, it's certainly not, because the state is talking about state as a whole.
But they don't go away, they still are.
They're still there for
the city and the
they're
county.
essentially now a county platform.
Okay.
So yeah.
Can a resolution be introduced on the floor of the
Yes,
convention?
and that's on here. So when we start the resolutions, typically what we do is you have your report and they'll go through page by page, asking if there's anything that somebody wants to set aside for discussion, debate, or potentially to vote up or down. So, page 1, oh, yep, that one, you're going to want to, and they'll be numbered, each one's typically numbered, so that you can say, I want, human rights, number 2, pull that aside for discussion. What I will say the interest of time, if you're wanting to pull something aside just because you want to say, I love this, we all need to support this, don't do it.
That's very helpful information.
Don't do it. The more of those kinds of things that happen, the more time we take up. And then we start running into the problem where if things go long enough, people start leaving. And then somebody decides, oh, there really aren't that many people here. And they decide to make a quorum call to just end the meeting outright right then and there. Which happens often in resolutions. Because at that point, it's only the people that really care about certain issues that are there. And then people get really mad at that person. So also try not to be that person who makes a quorum. But there's always somebody who will, if they really want to.
Are the resolutions limited in the quantity that it's supposed to be?
No. Which that's why it can get to taking quite a while.
I couldn't hear that question. What was that?
There's not a limit to how long the resolutions can be. They can keep going.
We have a lot.
We do have a lot.
17 pages last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
17.
Yeah, it was like 17 pages. Yeah. And they were there till like midnight Monday night working on it. And that was after already having 2 meetings last week in addition to a Saturday meeting where they went a good part of the day Saturday. So there's a lot there to go over. So
Online before somewhere, so go over those.
like I said, they'll start popping up once they get all their edits from tonight done.
Okay.
Then it should probably start popping up like in the Facebook groups. I don't know for sure if they'll send an email out or any of those kinds of things, but it'll start popping up like on the Facebook group, Facebook page, for sure. And then from that, there will be hard copies at the convention as well. So, like I said, we start pulling aside. Don't do it just because you want to say how much you love it. But if you do legitimately, no, I think we need to vote against this, pull aside for that. There will be debate later. If there's something you think the wording should be better, you want to pull that aside. If you see a typo, pull that aside. So then, once they've gone through the entire document with everything pulled aside, a lot of the times what will happen, and it's based on who's running the meeting, but a lot of times what will happen at that point is the chair will then say, okay, I'll entertain a motion for passage of the resolutions report minus what has been set aside. And then I so move, and a second, and then we vote yes.